odds are you've been a person that's gone against the grain your whole life. And when I say that, what I mean is if the masses are going a certain way, if the masses are looking a certain way, if they're talking a certain way, if they're believing a certain way, you've always understood that was more than likely the wrong way to go. At no point in history, at no point in any civilization, or very few, when the masses moved a certain way, that was the right way to go. And if they did in a very short period of time, that was corrupted. We've always known that if the masses are going a certain way, this cannot be the truth, man. Because if so, then the world wouldn't be in such a chaotic state. If the masses were already moving in the right direction, man. And the thing is, look throughout history, the masses always, several years down the road, they'll just, the light bulb will go off and people will realize like, hey, you know what? We were moving wrong. We were moving wrong. You can even think about, look at even what's going on around right now. There are a lot of people that got that thing right. And here over the last few weeks, man, I've seen so much data and so many people coming out saying certain things, saying, bro, like we dropped the ball, like we messed up. We understood what was taking place. We understood what's going on inside of us right now, and now they're starting to wake up, but the masses didn't move like that. Let's put on some of that Bobby Boucher today, brothers. And it's always been like this, I mean, look throughout. You know what? Look at it from a spiritual standpoint, and everybody can relate to the Bible. Look at it even on a biblical standpoint, right? Think about the story of the ark. Whether it's real or whether it's whatever, it still represents. Think about how very few people were saying, "Hey, you know what? Change is coming. Something is taking place." And the masses were like, haha, nah, like this dude is crazy. This dude is crazy. Until it was too late. Until things started happening, man. And then everybody was like, oh, like now we understand. We were moving wrong. I'm telling you, brothers, chosen ones, keep going against the grain, man. Keep going against the grain. Again, if the masses are following it, if the masses are thinking that way, brother, go the other direction. Go the other direction. Because people don't understand. People can't comprehend truth when they hear it. They can't comprehend truth when you talk about that voice, when you talk about that guidance that man hears, that intuitive people hear all day, every day, like it's literally a frequency. It's literally a feeling or a vibe that's guiding people. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk about not putting yourself in certain circles of friends, when I talk about not watching, too much of certain movies or listening to certain types of music, it's to protect that voice, man. Because the last thing you want is to hear that voice and then to start doing things in your life where you no longer hear it, brothers. That's a bad feeling, man. So once you tap into that voice, once you tap into that intuitive vibe that's always giving you guidance, brother, you never want to lose it. You never want to lose it, man. I'm glad a brother spoke of intuitive people. Right. Another line in here, he says, it says, the intuitive man lives in spirit and by the spirit. He meditates to find stillness in order to listen to the Most High and to meet his true self, the one who has been whispering words of greatness and empowering to him. He accesses his inner wisdom easily, and he has built a relationship trusting the voice within him. I think that, I'll say this.
You are a chosen one. Chosen ones have been through a lot of things that were meant to take them out, that were meant to destroy them. They have felt like their life has been a prison. Maybe you felt this way. Your whole life has felt like nothing but distractions after distractions after distractions. People tricking you into believing they cared or they meant well. They loved you, but really they didn't. They used you. Seems as if people who are set out to hurt you, you became a magnet to them. You're a magnet to people who bring pain. Feels as if you have been hurt so many times and lied on, mistreated, misunderstood, a part of every conversation that totally is untrue about you, trying to defend yourself only to come up short. No credit for the true worth that you are, or your ungone good deeds that you've done, the forgotten deeds. God's seen it. God's seen it all. And the reason is because you are chosen. A royal priesthood, you are chosen. They are a part of your journey. They were a part of your journey that you are about to experience this next coming season. Your greatness is about to be shown on the outside. Your greatness is about to be shown to the people who mistreated you, the people who did not treat you right, the people who mistreated you, used you, abused you, did everything. You are called, you are chosen, a royal priesthood, God's era. You are called for such a time as this. Glory be to God. You have God's promises all over you, God's glory all over you, and you were called to do what God has called you to do. Joseph had no clue as to what was going on, just like you didn't have a clue as to why you was going through all of that. But it's all going to make sense. See, later it made sense to Joseph why he went through everything he went through. It's about to be revealed why you went through so much. You have nothing but blessings coming in your life. Greatness on the inside is getting ready to be revealed on the outside. Joseph was able to help his brothers and his father. You are going to be able to help those who hurt you, mistreated you. Glory be to God.
And ultimately, this is the child that's learned to see through a lot of things in the world and lives outside the box and can see the entire world from a very different perspective. This is the black sheep. And black sheep are very special people. We need a whole lot more of them in the world, and I'll tell you why. Since the black sheep of the family is the member that's been singled out as being different, usually meant in a negative way, or being the problem child, the one that just seems to always rock the boat, there's a certain interesting dynamic at play here. This makes the black sheep kind of like the runt of the litter. Now, any animal that has a litter can also give birth to a runt within that litter. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes. This is the member of the litter that's often a little smaller and perceived as weak by the rest of the litter. This little guy's a little slower, weaker, and will often face rejection by its litter mates and sometimes even by its mother. Runts in the wild have less of a chance of survival, but quite often they do survive and persevere in domestic settings. But if they do, it's because they had to fight harder to get mother's milk. They had to fight harder for everything, and they had to endure what some might refer to as physical or emotional abuse. They had to squeeze their way in when they were being pushed aside. But what does this actually mean? It means this little one was not as weak as they made it out to be. But the runt will continue to face rejection from its family. So after they're weaned, they'll strike out on their own. They'll be forced to explore the world on their own. By this, they'll learn to be good at being alone. But they'll always see the world a little differently than their litter mates that will, in contrast, identify strongly with the family group. He'll learn to think independently of his group. He'll develop the intelligence that runts are famous for. Many mindful people choosing a puppy for their family choose the runt of the litter, claiming it's the smartest one of the bunch. And that's because it is. Its unique life circumstances have taught it early lessons that its litter mates might never learn. And there are runts within human families too, and they are called the black sheep. This is this child that gets a little bit rejected by the rest of the family because he or she doesn't quite conform with the standard that's been set by that family. So they're perceived as the troublemaker or problem child or sometimes the weird kid. They're also perceived as weak and less intelligent and having the lowest probability of thriving. And it can sometimes be true. The family can mess with this kid's head so much that they can grow up thinking they're the bad kid. They're defective. And they may have to sort that out over time in therapy. But the eventual revelation will be that This child is the one who sees the truth in many things. They're the one that was isolated and forced to step back and analyze the situation for what it really is, because they were forced to the outside. And this person, the black sheep, who was forced into the shadows, is the one most likely to have learned to look at everything from a different perspective.
With the gifts, magical, mystical, and mysterious. But God put it in me. He put it in me. He made me the chosen one. So don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Because what it took for me to get here, you didn't want to go through. You could not have grew through what I went through. But trust me, I went straight through it. I didn't get stuck in anything. And what I went through was hell. I went straight through hell. Fucked up the devil, bent up the pitchfork, and put the goddamn fire out. To stand upright, independent, and fearless with unconditional love for the author, governor, creator, almighty, internal, and incomprehensible. God, I told you. I said, if you help me survive a lot of this that I'm going through, I'll scream your name forever, eternally, because I'm the one. A person once asked me, how do you feel about death? Death is no enemy to man, it's a friend to me, and I'm not worried about it. Because death just cuts the cord to make me live on another plane of things made manifest. See, I've conquered the 3D. The 3D, I conquered that. The 3D was man in physical form. See, I conquered that. We stepping into 2021, the 5D, where it's all spirit, God and me.
So the idea is to keep yourself pure as possible. Keep your energy pure. And to seek a partner that has a similar energetic pattern or imprint as yours. And we've all seen our friends at one time or the other end up with someone that is so divergent, but not in a opposites attract cute kind of way, but in a destructive way, where you can see where one is going to be pulled down energetically by the other. My reference to the ancestral curse kind of thing is this. Have you ever seen a couple get together and everything was fine for one of them, and the minute they got together with the other person, every single thing started to go wrong in their life, in their career, in their health, in their relationships, in every way? Sometimes it's as simple as that particular interaction or those multiple interactions. So we have to take care. And then there's people who will say, oh, I know a lot of people and they have multiple and they're fine. They appear fine in the physical, but in the mental, emotional, and spiritual realm, they are a mess. And it's important to emphasize here that a lot of the people we see around, and the physical is beautiful and everything is beautiful, and even the financial looks like they are flying on cloud 11. All that glitters is not gold. We don't know what's happening on the inside, and we don't know what's happening at the mental, emotional, spiritual levels.
Well, let me hear you.
And throughout these years, if I didn't trust my vision up until today and never give up and quit on my vision, I would not be facing the reality I am in today. From, sharing a room with siblings on the bunk bed to I have 2 rooms in my new apartment, one where I sleep in and one where I conduct business in. A part of having the vision and trusting my vision from the point of, just like poverty and a lack of what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, I still always trusted my vision. I never gave up on it. I never dropped the idea of me being a content creator, me speaking and impacting the world. I told y'all, when I come into this stuff, I stuck to my vision.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Eli Talks TV. I'm back with another vid. I know I probably look real crazy right now, but I'm just gonna do a little walk in the neighborhood, talk to y'all real quick. So today's message, right, is gonna be about an upgrade. And what I mean by that is the people are undergoing a spiritual shift, a spiritual upgrade. And this upgrade is going to consist of various factors. Now, this message is going to be towards a specific people. This message is going to be towards a people that have endured, right? Endured this hardships for years. You feel me? Concerning relationships, concerning this pandemic, concerning how far they've come spiritually, where we need to be emotionally, all of these aspects, mentally, all these aspects that are coming into play with growth. And there's going to be an upgrade because these chosen people, these specific people that I'm talking to, have overcame a certain time period in their lives that's causing for them to have a shift in the way that they think, the way that they move, the way that they operate, the way that they go about everyday life. So this shift, right, is happening amongst the people as a collective. Now, this collective shift is going to start waking a lot of people up because it's like, wow, we're going to start seeing a lot of entrepreneurs start to pop out. A lot of the old ways that you've carried that people have carried throughout these years, man, it's not going to work anymore because this shift is causing for people to have to change themselves. You feel me? And when you are not liable to changing yourself, when you are not used to changing yourself, you will not be able to change your environment. You will not be able to fully experience what God has placed you on this earth to be and do. You feel me? At that. So that also goes with people who deal with escapism. You cannot escape the process. You cannot escape this shift. You cannot escape the phases that you must go through in this life. These phases will cause for your upgrade, but if you are not willing to undergo these phases, you will not get to your upgrade. It's just like the test. It's like the teacher does not talk during the test. You feel me? The student has to take that test, but the teacher is going to be silent. The teacher is waiting to see if everything that you've been through, everything that you've overcame, is it something that you've learned from? Is it something that you've gathered through information, through experience? Is it something that you've really grown from? And right now, we're all being tested. You feel me? Positive or negative, we're all being tested right now. You feel me? Because a lot of people want to get to the breakthrough, right? Without the breaking, you have to be broken down in order to get to the breakthrough. You feel me? And I know my hair look mad crazy right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you have to go through the breaking to get to the breakthrough. You feel me? If you're not willing to go to the point where you are being broken, you feel me, during this process, then you will not get to your breakthrough. But those who underwent that process are going to get the blessings. It's going to start to come, and this shift is going to start to move. God is going to start to move on a lot of people's behalf that were less fortunate in the past. So I say that to say this: be prepared for your harvest. You feel me? It's harvesting season. Whatever you sow throughout this, year of 2022, these last 3 years, this pandemic, is whatever you will be reaping. So if you treated people wrong, if you treated circumstances negatively, if you looked at things negatively in a negative light, you will remain in that aura. You will remain in that type of mindset because you had time. You had time to grow. You had time to heal. You had time to forgive. You had time to ignore and put aside all of these things that you held in. Now it's the time to let go of all that. Now is the time to upgrade. Now is the time to forgive. Now is the time to come back to yourself. You got too many people out here that's still running from themselves, that's still trying to, quench this thirst, this emptiness in their soul. You feel me? That only can be fulfilled by who? God. But what happens, right? If everybody's just out here just running from themselves, you feel me? If everybody's just out here doing them and not necessarily learning those lessons and take it with a hindsight view, you feel me? A lot of times, y'all, these type of things will start to slowly but surely show in people. You feel me? It will start to show that people have not taken care of themselves. Not even like on a physical plane, but on a spiritual aspect as well. A lot of people are going to start to tell that a lot of people just are spiritually dead. And I talked about that in my last video, because I talked about people being spiritually dead, people not being able to grow, people not being able to fully live. Yeah, well, you're living, but are you really alive? You feel me? Do you really feel alive? You're doing stuff, you're moving, you're walking, you're talking, you're breathing, but are you really alive? You feel me? And that goes into play, because it's like this shift, right? That's already happened. It's moving on the behalf of those who've harvested and sowed good deeds. You feel me? If you want good things to happen to you, you have to have a positive mindset. You have to have a positive way of thinking, a positive way of going about things. I've already experienced a couple of things, you feel me, throughout this week alone, you feel me? And I feel like God is already starting to show me that I'm on my way towards something, some type of blessing, something that I've been working on, you feel me? Whether that's a business, whether that's working towards a relationship, whether that's working towards my goals, you feel me? Trying to focus more on my finances. These things, these areas, right, that I'm trying to sow into, I feel like God is going to start to bless, because he's already seen me go through this test multiple times, and he's seen my character. See, a lot of people are going through tests right now, and they're not viewing their character while they're in that test. You feel me? God views the character. God is viewing your integrity, how you treat other people while they're down and while you're up. You may have famous people out there that have all these things, and they treat people below them like trash. You feel me? Just because they got up on them in some type of area. You feel me? And that's not, you can lose all that. You feel what I'm saying? That stuff is not permanent. You feel me? That type of shit ain't permanent. So only the real will really last. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to be out here necessarily, like, doing for your community. This is what we're being leaned into towards, because Nipsey Hussle, it started with him. He was a positive influence on his culture, on his community. You feel me? He spoke positivity. He done positive things for his people and for his community, and he got praised for it. But a hater popped up, and what haters do, and killed the man. But his legacy will live on. But you will start to see that his harvest, right? He sowed a harvest that will reap amongst the nation of people and change the minds of people, because he was a seed. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Certain people, and I'm gonna take my glasses off, but certain people are seeds almost. You feel me? God will move on people's behalf to get you to where you need to be. Most people are seeds. So if people are sitting on you, talking about you bad, man, let them folks know that you grew through all that and that you are a seed, and that the reason why you are still here is because you are a seed. It's because you're here to do something. You're here to start something. You're here to change something. It don't matter who it is that's trying to go against you. It don't matter who it is that's trying to stop what you got going on. Bruh, you got to realize, man, look, ain't nobody finna stop me. Ain't nobody finna stop my shine, stop my glow, stop what I got going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've been chosen. I been that dude, you feel me? Whether I'm down on my ass, whether I got money, whether I got, you know, all that fame, it don't matter. It don't matter where I'm at in life. I'm still that dude. And that doesn't come off as, you don't come off as cocky if you know that your confidence is coming from the Most High God. You feel what I'm saying? My confidence don't come from ego. It comes from God. It comes from a higher source. You know what I'm saying? I don't operate a lot of times in ego. You feel me? I feel like that's another shift too. Another thing is a lot of people will start to die to their egos. You feel me? Because there's too many egos out here. A lot of people got to have what you call in the spiritual community an ego death. And an ego death is basically it's like a spiritual awakening. But you know, I don't want to get into all that. But you got to die to your flesh. Like what they say in the Bible, you have to die to your flesh. You have to die to your ego in order to become who you truly are. You feel me? And this is all a part of the shift. This is all a part of this, I guess you could say, awakening that's happening amongst this nation and amongst these people, because this chosen people that's supposed to arise. You feel me? This 144,000 that's supposedly supposed to arise, bro. That they've been talking about in Revelations, that they've been talking about for years concerning biblical events and all that good stuff, man. This is something that's like supposed to be happening amongst the people. And if we don't get to the point where we realize, okay, I need to work on this, and that. I need to figure out who I am. I need to figure out my purpose in life. I need to figure out where I'm going right now in life. That way I can fulfill my purpose and not live in ego. You feel me? And I feel like that's where the mindset is headed towards. That's where the mindset is going. You feel me? That's where people are starting to realize certain things about themselves and their family members, or, you know, their friends and their environment. Like, okay, this isn't it. I've seen a lot of people like this year alone start quitting their job. And I thought that was interesting because that's something that's never happened before. A lot of, you know, people just got out, just got up and quit. Got up and quit their jobs. And you got to ask yourself, man, people are starting to realize, man, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I ain't got to be working and slaving my whole freaking life just to make a buck, just to be somebody, just to make something of myself. I can do this on my own. I can do this without the government. I can do this without somebody always watching over me, or somebody always having something to say to me, or somebody always controlling my check, controlling where my money is going. There's going to be a lot of entrepreneurs arising from this shift, from this type of from this shift. And it's supposed to happen, because this is stuff that's being fulfilled through biblical terms. You feel me? Through chronological order. In chronological order. Man, forgive me, y'all. But in chronological order, because these are things that are supposed to come to pass. You feel me? And they talk about the 144,000. You feel me? I don't know if y'all know about that, but that's like the chosen and all that. A lot of times people are calling themselves chosen, but bro, if you haven't endured damn near like Jesus, then you cannot call yourself chosen. Let alone if you don't even believe in God, if you don't even believe in Jesus, you feel me? You can't call yourself chosen, because God chose Jesus. You feel me? And how could you be chosen if you don't know God? How could you be chosen if you don't accept Jesus in your life? You're not really chosen. You know, this isn't a fable. This isn't something that you can market. This isn't something that you just say just because it sounds good and it feels good to say. Nah, this is a lifestyle that certain people go through and actually live, because this is something that's been marked. You've been marked since birth. Been marked since you was alive. You feel me? You've been having certain circumstances and situations that has shown you that, okay, I'm different. You feel me? From a young age, you can go back on certain situations in life and realize, yo, I'm different, because this isn't some normal stuff that normal people go through. This isn't some normal type of thing that regular people go through. You feel me? This is something different. You know, sometimes I get in my head, like, sometimes I get these, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, sometimes I get these like visions, right? Where it's like I can see myself and I can see who I am before I become it. Like, I don't know if that's something that happens to y'all, or if y'all have ever experienced something like that, but I can see who I am in my head. Yeah, I know I sound damn crazy right now, but bro, like, it's true. Like, I can literally feel myself. Like, it gets to the point where you can manifest it. You feel me? A lot of times they talk about manifestation, having the ability to see something and go after it, put action towards it, and for it to come to life, and envision it. But it's got to be something you envision. You feel me? It's not something that you just okay, like, you know, it's a genie or something. You can't treat God like a genie. You can't treat your vision like a genie. You have to actually put action towards it. That way it can come to life. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, I get these visions, man, and it's like, damn, like, I can see this celebrity-like version of me talking to people. You know, God gives you your vision before you enter this earth. God has already placed a vision inside of all of us. You understand? And that's where that chosen piece comes from. It's understanding your vision. It's understanding your purpose. It's understanding, okay, why am I here? What is this vision that God has given me, and why am I currently or constantly going through it? Why am I always envisioning this thing that I can't see? See what I'm saying? It's like this thing that you can't see, but you know it's there. You know it's tangible. You know it's been given to you for a purpose. You know it's got something to do with your daily habits. A lot of your stuff has something to do with your daily habits. It has something to do with this might be my parents right there. Anyway, a lot of these things have something to do with your daily habits. Your habits can show you who you will soon to become in the future because of who you are. It shows you that. But how do we really realize and recognize and understand that if nobody is really following their intuition, if nobody is following their daily routine, their daily habits, if no one has a habit, if no one has a routine that they follow by themselves and, you know, and really model after, that's something that you got to figure out. That's something that you got to understand about yourself. All it has to do is has something to do with yourself. You know, if you don't understand self, then you won't be able to understand what your purpose is. But my bad if I kind of went off the tangent, but this is what it is. This is what it is, and this is what we're headed into and towards. We're heading towards a paradigm shift. Now, this can mean good, or this can mean bad, because you got God's chosen people, then you got the devil's chosen people. You feel me? Which side is gonna rise up first? You know, this is where we at. And you got to realize who you serve. You got to realize what you serve and who you serve and why you doing it. Who are you really doing it for? You feel me? Who are you really living for? You understand me? What are you really living for? These are things that we gotta ask ourselves. So hopefully y'all got the message. I see people approaching behind me. That's why I'm kind of slowing down in my sittings. But hopefully y'all got the message, man. Hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. And this is like a general message, I guess you could say, for chosen ones, or you could say for anybody. You feel me? If you feel like you are lost, if you feel like you don't have purpose in your life, if you feel like you're undergoing this weird spiritual shift that's going on within yourself, then that's there for a reason. And you're experiencing that for a reason, so you got to figure that out. So I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, and please keep your notifications on. I don't know if these people gonna take my video down. I don't know what they gonna do, but y'all keep in touch. That way I can provide y'all with this content. Also, subscribe to the what you call it, the damn subscribe to Patreon. Yes, Patreon. So subscribe to Patreon, hit me up on there, view the content. I have more where that came from on Patreon, you feel me? Because Patreon right now is my main source, my main link, because as of right now, I can't post what I want. I can't talk how I want on YouTube because now they trying to censor me, you feel me? They trying to they trying to put a limit on what I can talk about on here. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So I need y'all to transition from my YouTube to my Patreon. It's the same thing, Eli Talks TV, same thing. Put a space in the middle of Eli Talks and add the TV, 2 capital letters, excuse me. And you should be able to find my channel. But I hope y'all enjoy y'all day. I hope y'all got some type of message out of this. I hope y'all can, again, gain something from this and understand that you are here for a reason, and this shift has to happen for a reason. You feel me? These things have to go down in order for this plan to be revealed, in order for God to be revealed. So again, y'all stay in touch, y'all keep in touch. I'm out this thing. Deuces.